Welcome everyone. So it's Paul the Ash here, and although I've not done any vlogs for a little while, I thought I'd do one today. Anyway, uh, let's see. Now I'm going to paint one of my masks today. I think I've showed these in an earlier vlog that I bought from the art shop in Angel. So I've already started. I'm doing the eyebrows and sort of paint a couple of nostrils on there. Don't really know why, but just seemed the right thing to do, kind of. So anyway, let's say I'm not really sure just exactly what I'm going to do with it just yet. Now, one of the other things is, as you can see, I've now got a piece of material which is an old shirt, an old t-shirt that I ripped up. I tend to do that. I prefer having a cloth material to clean my brush with rather than tissue. Tends to last a bit longer, and I don't know, I just prefer it. It's just my preference. So, and also you notice I'm using the lid of an ice cream tub as my palette today. Again, just because it makes it a bit easier. Cleaning this thing becomes a major chore. It really does. And although it is nice to use, and I love the shape and the colour, and I love the way it feels, although it's not proper wood, as I discovered, and they're extremely difficult to clean, so I decided to go with this. And also, just as another little side point, interest, whatever, you see this tub? This is this tub that I'm using for my water, and to me, that it might seem really trivial and stupid to other people. I'm not really, but do you know, I don't know if people recognise the shape of this tub, but this was actually a Ben and Jerry's ice cream tub. But you might think, well, what's so unusual about that or whatever. The thing is, this tub, now hang on, let me think, I got this in 2005, so that is now near, well, in fact it's probably just round about 10 years old. This, it's a piece of plastic, it's 10 years old, and I've used it ever since I got it. A Ben Jerry's ice cream tub, and I've just kept it. I don't know why. I mean, you know, it's easy to throw away or whatever, but because I've had it for so long now, it's now becoming a sort of like, I don't know, it's like, for me, it's like, wow, I don't want to chuck this away now. I've had it so long, it's like, wow, it means something. I don't know, maybe I'm just being silly. But anyway, so yeah, my water bottle's over 10 years old. Shows you, see, so never throw things, well, no, obviously you need to throw some things away, but sometimes, you know, keep the odd thing, like an old ice cream tub or whatever it might be, or a jam jar or whatever, because, you know, the thing is that I recycled it in a way, but it's never ended up in a landfill, and it's not rotted away and then ended up as, you know, more yet added to the tons and tons of plastic that just end up, you know, not even rotting away. Do you know what I mean? So for the last 10 years I've just been using it as my water pot. Anyway, I'm just waffling on. So what I need to do is decide what I'm going to do with this mask. Right, okay, I was thinking maybe I should use some white here, actually. Now, one of the things also is that my vlogs, because it does it in 12-minute segments, and also my uploading time on YouTube, again, for whatever reason, has just been so unbelievably long. So I'm conscious of the fact that, one, I don't want to keep getting up and changing and turning the camera off and turning the camera on, but also the fact is to be aware of how long these vlogs go on for, and whether I've got enough battery life and memory on the micro SD card. So yeah, I don't know. I can't really decide, to be quite honest, what to do. I'm thinking maybe I'll stop and just talk when there's something more interesting going on, or do I just carry on with a full vlog? Not sure why I'm doing that colour, really. It's not meant to be a real face. I mean, this is actually flesh coloured paint. It's actually called that as well. Flesh tint. This is actually called flesh tint. It's supposed to be an approximation of flesh. Obviously, as you can see, it's not quite flesh coloured, but it's as near as you can get, I guess, for what's that. But obviously, you don't use it direct. You would mix it with other colours to try and get maybe a slightly more flesh tone, if you like. I mean, ultimately, obviously, you can make your own, and like I say, this isn't meant to be flesh coloured anyway, but I'm just thinking about the lips and whether I want to make slightly realistic lips or just paint them red. But at least this way I can start off by doing them a kind of, oh, that's really pink anyway, so even now straight away that's not even really a very realistic lip colour anyway. I can't pick it up. Now it looks feminine. Maybe I should just do it red. I didn't really want to do it red, but I don't know. I think maybe I will now. Actually, I'm probably going to regret this actually. But hey ho. Wow. You see, and that's the other thing as well. It's like I can't quite, because of the way this mask is made, and there are approximations of the human features rather than obviously accurate in the sense that there's an actual pair of lips there. I'm kind of partly guessing as to, wow, that's quite, I don't know how well you guys can see this on here. As I say, I'm trying to work out roughly where these lips would start and where they finish. I kind of think I've got the right. Wow, looks almost like lipstick. Maybe that's what it is. It's done a bit. That's not too bad. And again, I'm not really bothered about accuracy necessarily right now. It depends on what I'm after. It depends on what I'm trying to do. Depends on what I'm trying to represent. So anyway, I don't know. What do you think? Them lips look really gaudy. Probably looks slightly Japanesey, doesn't it? A bit actually, the way it's turning out. See, that's the beauty of creativity as well. Sometimes you start doing something, and you start making something, paint, whatever, do a painting even, and sometimes they'll take a life on their own, and you kind of just go along for the ride. Sometimes, do you know what I mean? And a painting almost paints itself, or it will dictate to you what it wants to be. Because a lot of the time, although artists will make a conscious effort to paint something, or a person, or an object, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on under the subconscious, you know what I mean? There's a lot of subconscious stuff happening when an artist picks up a brush or any other tool or material to make something or whatever. There's always that subconscious stuff going on, and sometimes, you know, that part will take over sometimes, and like I say, it's almost like the painting paints itself, or it dictates to you what it wants to be. I don't know if other people will get that, only I guess maybe other artists will get that. I'm not sure if the layperson necessarily will understand that. Maybe they will, I don't know. I mean, you know, we're all creative in our own way anyway, so I've got to decide what I'm going to do, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I really don't know what to do with this. It's kind of like, I was trying to think of loads of different things I would come up with, different ideas, and the more I tried to think about it, the more I couldn't decide, and the more I couldn't decide, the more I put it off. So sometimes when you get in that state, sometimes the best thing to do, and I don't always take my own advice on these things either, but sometimes when you get into that point where you've got that mental block, and you don't know what to do, and you keep coming up with lots of different ideas, but then you sort of like postpone those ideas because you think, no, that's not going to work, or blah blah blah. Sometimes the best thing to do is just jump straight in and do something. You know what I mean? And even if it turns out a complete mess, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it might matter if the material you use is quite expensive, and you make a complete mess of it. Then, yeah, and you haven't got a lot of money anyway. Then maybe it's not such a good idea. But basically, you know, the thing to do is to have a go. And then, like I say, if you have got something expensive material-wise, I mean, these masks are not like horrendously expensive, but they're, you know, if I was to buy a few of them, the amount would add up, and I don't have a lot of money. So it's all relative, really. You know what I mean? If you've got lots of money and you buy a bunch of these, it's not, you know, you're not really going to miss it. If you don't have a lot of money, like I don't, and you buy a bunch of these, you know, it's more significant, shall we say. So if these get ruined, then it's going to hurt my pocket more than it perhaps hurts somebody else's pocket. Anyway, the thing is, what I was going to say is that in those instances where you might have something that's more expensive, and you don't want to waste it, then try doing the same thing on something cheaper, a piece of paper, or, you know, if it's a painting, sketch it out first, or paint it out first in a you know, a sketch or whatever. Try it out first. Try your idea out first on some cheaper material, and maybe try it a few times until you feel you've got it right, until you feel you've got it exactly the way you want it, and then use the more expensive material to create whatever. Yeah, need a new set of teeth. Whatever it is you're going to create. Okay. Now I'm just waffling on, because I'm trying to avoid, so I'm using this now as an excuse not to do this, because I really feel so unsure as to what I'm going to do, and I'm dreading it turning out a complete mess, to be quite honest, and me not liking it. I just really don't know what to do with this. I guess it doesn't really matter. Thinking, oh damn, I really don't know what to do. Right, I'm gonna, yeah, oh well, I'm gonna paint the cheeks yellow, big round yellow circles. Like I say, this is supposed to be a mask, you see, so it's not supposed to be a representation of a real face. So, I mean, I must admit, I did toy with the idea of painting flesh on it and making it like a realistic looking face. Obviously it wouldn't be that realistic looking, because it's a bit odd looking in just its shape anyway, so you can see straight off it's a mask and not a real face. But I did toy with that idea for a little while. Oh, I don't know. Sorry, see, right, I think what I will do is I will turn it off for now, because I kind of need to concentrate and think about what I'm doing, and like I say, I always have difficulty trying to do this and talk to a camera at the same time. So I'll leave it there for now, folks, and I will show you the finished product. Okie dokie, bye for now.